and welcome to March to the Pod, presented by Eternal Roofing, a special Thursday edition. And you know what? We have a couple special announcements coming up. By the way, it just said it's not going live on Twitter. And so let me see if I can get that. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that hooked up. Looks like we're not live on Twitter today because it's having issues with StreamYard. So that's happening. Also, we're going to talk about our concern level for the Cats baseball team. Season 3, episode 25. We have a big announcement, and I think we got some good stuff coming up this weekend, Ben.
Lots of good stuff and a lot to get to.
A lot to get to in a short amount of time today. I'm Cory Hogue, your host, producer, once banned catfans.com member. Find me on social media at Cory Hogue Sports everywhere except for Twitter X. Don't look for me there. As always, I'm joined by the real ball knower of this podcast, the man behind at Sports of SHSU on Twitter and Instagram, the COO of the Cat Fund, proud Bearcat himself, Ben Sorrells. And Ben, you sent a link into a DM chat we have, and apparently the University of Louisiana school system, has filed a lawsuit against Conference USA on behalf of Louisiana Tech. And reading it had some information in there we didn't know.
Yeah.
2 things in particular I think of super importance, and one of them is of major importance to Sam Houston fans. The first one, the whole dispute right now, the conference wants to withhold 2 years of institutional distributions. NCAA designated institutional distributions. I think that's tournament money is what that's like long-term code for.
Tournament and TV money, yeah, that would be my guess.
So they withhold 2 years of that. La Tech says no. I think pretty much they want 1. They can't come to an agreement, and so here we are. The second thing, though, and this is why the lawsuit was made, which is very interesting. The lawsuit was made now because, according to the drafts of Conference USA football schedule for 2026, obtained here by LincolnParishJournal.com, and it's in the lawsuit, La Tech is included in the 2026 schedule.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. And now, again, like we said before we started here, I kind of think they got 2 schedules, but I find that as an interesting nugget.
Yeah, we got a question, I think, 2 weeks ago, last time we were live, when the schedule would be out, and I said it's still in flux because of the Louisiana Tech situation. And obviously I didn't know all of these details, but I had heard the Louisiana Tech situation was holding it up, and this kind of confirms it. And with this going on, who knows how long it's going to be before we get this settled.
Oh, yeah, now we're in the courts. I mean, and I hate to say this, and I by no means do I want it to be this long, but I'm afraid you might not have a conference football schedule till July.
That would be 2 months before games start.
Yeah.
Not even. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's not good. It's not good.
What is the cutoff though? Like how far can it actually go before they're like, okay, we got to make a schedule?
I feel like beginning of May, and not just for football, but soccer and volleyball start a couple weeks before that. And so I would think beginning of May, you got to have this figured out for those 2 sports, especially.
Oh man, we could put a whole podcast talking about this mess.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I saw Matt Brown talking about it. Ross Dellinger came out with a piece just now. I mean, it's picking up some good traction. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes with the national spotlight on it.
Tell you what, we're going to have a podcast coming up at some point. Because we got busy a couple of weeks of podcasts coming, but we're going to have a podcast where we discuss all those things that we read and see and find out, and see if we can find some other tea leaves out of there, just like we did on that Lincoln Parish Journal post.
Yeah, and good on them for breaking it, not the national people, the local people getting it done.
Thank God. We have a lot to get to today. And let's go ahead and get started before we get our first commercial break in. We're going to go with the teams that have been busy, finished the track and field. They finished their indoor season. The men finished 4th out of 7 teams. And, you know, they had some podium success. And I think it was an outstanding indoor season for the men, finishing with a silver in the 4x400 relay. That's Joshua Waddy Sims, Christian Rolock, Xamian Parker and Caleb Anthony. They ran that in a 3:09. That is flying.
That's moving.
And Parker ran the 60 meters. He finished third. He got a bronze. Javane Johnson and Tyreek Braun finished 5th and 7th in the 60. Maybe Longo should go recruit them. John Ferguson, he got a bronze in the 200. Parker and Braun finished 5th and 6th. 800 meters, Caleb Anthony got a bronze. Jabari Mitchell finished 8th. Field events, they were good there too. Jeremiah Jackson 4th, Parker Brown, Nathan Williams 5th and 6th, and Dylan Truss 8th in the pole vault. In the triple jump, Kyle and Caleb Kaiser, which I hope they're related, finished 8th and 9th. I figure they are related. Mateo Ortiz was 6th in shot put. John Hansen was 8th, and Nico Fultonopoulos, I'm going with that, was 10th. That's an impressive indoor season. It finished to the indoor season.
In a very good conference with UTEP and Kennesaw State being two of the better programs in the country. And I feel like we're a better outdoor program than we are indoor, have been the last few years. And I know the outdoors are coming up. I think it's end of May, June, somewhere around there. It's always at the end of the season. So, yeah, a really good showing there, 4th out of 7. And like I said, a couple of weeks ago, anything you can get out of this program right now with where they're at is a kudos to the staff and the players, or not the players, but the athletes that are a part of the program.
No doubt. General Sam watching on YouTube says they're twins. Thank you. Now I know they are related, which is good. Good to know that I wasn't just throwing things out there like I normally do. The women's side, they finished 9th out of 12 teams. There was a podium finish. Nora Ryan was bronze in the 800. Jaden Piper was 4th in the 400. Danette Haygood was 7th in the triple jump. And Madeline Ackers, I'm going to say Ackers because it's ACH, not AK, finished 11th in the shot put. That is, again, for the challenges this program faces, it's not quite as good as what the men did, but that's still a solid indoor season.
Right.
And they broke, like General Sam pointed, they broke 3 indoor records, even though, you're looking at this here. They broke indoor records here. So it's impressive. They closed out the indoor now. March 27th is when they're back in action at the Clyde Hart Classic in Waco. We have a whole lot more to get to. Next, we're talking bat and ball sports. We're talking about things like concern level for the Cats baseball. I've seen some things talked about on the social medias, Ben. People are concerned. How concerned are we? We'll find out after this word from Eternal Roofing.
Eternal Roofing and General Contracting is your choice for integrity work in the Texas Hill Country. Taylor Andrus and crew provide experienced quality roofing services with a mission of roofing with faith, serving with integrity, and sheltering homes in the spirit of stewardship. Don't just take our word for it. Here's what satisfied customer Pamela Allen had to say about Eternal Roofing. They did a great job on our patio roof, came out quick for a quote. The quote was very reasonable, and they started and finished work well and quickly. Not a bad thing to say about Eternal Roofing. Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539, or you can email them taylor@eternalroofingtx.com.
Okay, Ben. Baseball. They're 5-7 right now. They won 3. Do what?
I was to say I just got the weekend starters for this weekend against Prairie View. Tyler Ryden, who had been starting Saturday, it is not listed as on Saturday. It's a TBA, so he got roughed up at Oklahoma State after 2 good starts. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, and that happens, right? You got to do the beginning rotation, the end of season rotation is totally different because you figure out your arms and where they slot best as you go through. That's one of the things I love about college baseball. It's not quite like the pros where everything's already set.
Right.
They did win 3 or 4 to open the season. Then they they won at McNeese. They had a good series there. Then they struggled at home against UIC, and last weekend at Oklahoma State, outside of that 20-run game they gave up in the second game, I thought they were pretty competitive against the Cowboys.
Yeah, especially on Friday and Sunday on the pitching side of it too. I mean, the arms continue to flash from top to bottom. I mean, you got roughed up Saturday, but I mean, you were kind of due for one of those. But yeah, need to see a little more from the offense, which I know we'll probably get into here in a minute. The pitching just continues to perform, and I think I looked it up, and I think this is the number, but outside of that 20-run game, your pitching staff has a 3.63 ERA in all the other games this year, which will win you games.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to find out what that ERA is with those 20 runs added here in a minute. Tuesday night, they beat Houston 5-2. That was a very good victory. Well done, pitching staff. Alarid came in 2 2/3. That kid was brilliant.
True freshman.
Tuesday night.
True freshman. One of the baby cats. I mean, him, Cooper Harris, Mason Murphy. I mean, there's a group of legitimate. Colin Aloisio, who's your Sunday starter. I mean, there's a group of legitimate freshman arms that have been awesome for you so far, which is good to see.
They have been. And because last year the pitching was the problem. This year, though, 4.15 ERA, and we're talking these numbers are with that Oklahoma State game. You know, in a few weekends, that's going to kind of balance out a little bit as you get more data in there. But right now, 4.15 ERA, a 1.35 whip, 41 walks, 114 strikeouts. They've given up 14 homers, and the opponents are batting .251 compared to where they were last year. And considering this is college, I would say that's a pretty darn good start for this pitching staff.
Really good. And I know there's been a lot of criticism of Jay Sirianni because he came up as a pitching coach. He handles the pitching staff. There is no designated pitching coach on the staff. And I mean, he's really turned it around on that, and you got to give it to him there. I mean, team as a whole maybe isn't where you want it to be, but the pitching staff he's done a great job with.
Yeah. And again, you know, you got to go find those guys. You got to go recruit those guys that can go. And he did. And that's credit to him for that. Now, the bats, that's been a problem. They're silent. These are team stats right now. A 205 average, a 624 OPS. Ben, 7 to 750 is average for like a team. You want 750.
Yeah, and coming into the Oklahoma State series, I think you were bottom 20 in the country in strikeout rate.
Yeah, they've got 151 of those, 54 walks, 300 or a 310 OBP, which a 310 on base percentage isn't horrible. They only have 4 hitters above 700 OPS this year. Ryan Frandon, who's been out injured, and Sam Houston Sports Talk said they noticed him not wearing a boot and in uniform Tuesday. Maybe he returns soon. That could be a big boost to the lineup. The other guys above 700 OPS, Wes Baker, Nathan Fink, and Jarrett Curtis. And let me tell you, that Jarrett Curtis, man, that young man is a dude I love to watch play baseball because he plays the style I love to see. He is a problem. He turns a single into a double. He did that the other night against Houston. The announcers didn't quite give him the credit he deserved for that one because that was just a regular line drive to right center field, a single for everyone except for Jarrett. Because he went out of that box and he knew from the time he left that box he was going to.
Is that the one where he got the triple? Because I know he had a triple down the right field line.
No, that was earlier. He had a triple earlier. This was in the 8th inning. And the Devils were done on TV, so I was able to turn it over and look, I have a wife, you know. Devils rule all, the world, everything. New Jersey Devils.
Oh, okay.
That's her team.
Yeah.
That's where, you know, that.
I didn't know where I thought that's what you were referencing, but I didn't know for sure.
The New Jersey Devils. That is the team that rules every other team in the universe of any sport.
Jack Hughes.
and his brother. His brother, I think Jake, is on the team too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's and his other brother is out playing somewhere else. That was a fun time. The Olympic hockey was tremendous that Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So Jarrett Curtis, this was one he had. It was 8th inning. I was able to turn over and watch finally. He got a what would have been normally a single. He turned into a double. Then he stole third. I wish I could have gone and blown it up. I just, didn't really want to. But when he was called out at third he overslid the base. He was easily safe. He overslid the base, To me, from the replay, there was a clear one that showed his hand back on the bag before the glove touched it.
Yeah, and David Wood, the third base coach, was adamant about it too.
Yes, and I think they were right, and that one irritated me. But that Jarrett Curtis, man, he is fun to watch. They're at home against Prairie View this weekend before they play Baylor next Tuesday. So, Ben, where is your level of concern for this program?
The program as a whole, I think there's a level of concern when you're looking at this season in a vacuum. I'm really not concerned. You're not going to expect a 12-win team from last year to jump up and be a 40-win team this year. I mean, realistically, that's just probably not going to happen. So I think you can see the 12-win team from last year turning into a 25 to 30-win team this year. If you can get a little healthier offensively, I think you'll be okay. But not a ton of concern because this is about what I expected it to be. And when they're fully healthy, I think they're above where I expected them to be. So maybe as a whole, where the program is at, I'm still concerned. But this season and getting back to where you need to be, I'm really not too concerned.
I'm a lot more optimistic about this season than I was at this point last season.
Oh, yeah.
Far
Yeah.
more. And I think that's a good sign. I do have concerns about this because at some point pitching will level out a bit, right? You're going to face things. Averages are called averages for a reason. And so while the pitching will level a bit, and right now the pitching's carrying, I'm hoping when the pitching starts to level, the hitting also starts to level, which means they're going to be on the plus side and scoring plenty of runs to keep winning games, which is the key.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And if they can get to 25 to 30 wins this year, I will be encouraged. But I think you got to get there. I know people are calling for people's jobs, and I'm not there yet. I don't think either of us are.
No.
We've seen progress. If you keep going with the progress, we'll be okay. And with how young this team is too, I mean, if you can get 25, 30 wins, you bring back a lot of this team next year, and you got to feel pretty good.
Hopefully.
Transfer
portal, man. That's the problem for college coaches right now. You can't plan for next season.
No, I agree. But if there is one program on campus that might be able to, I think it is baseball. They are by far the most well-resourced program there is on campus.
That's what's most important.
Yeah.
Softball team, they're 14-9. They're beginning Conference USA action this weekend at UTEP. Veronica Harrison, 18 RBIs, 8 home runs. Bella Perez has got 5 homers, 22 RBIs. Sophia Lundstrom, Morgan Holiday, Jordan Peno. I mean, they have a lineup that is producing. It's almost the opposite of the baseball team, especially, though, when it comes to the lineup.
Yeah, it's been consistent up and down the board. I mean, Veronica Harrison and Bella Perez both on pace to beat the single-season home run record right now. Jordan Peno has stepped up really big. She had a big homer against Oklahoma when they played this last weekend. That was cool to see. But, yeah, it's a team about where I thought it would be. For some reason, you can't beat Lamar. I thought those were 2 games you should have, which would have put you at 15-7 and feeling really good. But I think you got to feel like you're in a pretty good spot. You're still really missing Abigail Young, your top starter. She had a boot on. She's been out since the opening, the second week of the season. If you can find a way to get her back and get her back into form like last year, I think you got to feel really good. So in a good spot. We'll see what conference play looks like, but about what I expected through the non-conference.
So Peno, Holiday, and Bella Perez are all above 850 OPS. Sophia Lundstrom is at a 934, but Veronica Harrison,
Crushing.
Crushing is one word to use. 1.176 OPS.
Yeah.
That is Mike Trout level when he was at his peak.
Yeah, her and Bella Perez were the 2 I hit on a ton to start the season, and she has lived up to it. And you needed it. I mean, there were some questions about the offense. You return every pitcher, and the pitching has been fine. But there were questions about the offense, and I'm not too concerned about it at this point. When you have those couple of veteran leaders at the top of your lineup, you got to feel pretty good.
And the pitching has been fine. Amy Abke is 3.64 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, which is not that bad. Tiffany Sanchez, 3.08 ERA, 1.07 WHIP. That's pretty darn good. 10 Ks or 37 Ks, 10 walks. Abke's got a little bit of control issues, 33 Ks, 22 walks. And then you got Kendall Daniel, 3.54 ERA, 1.69 whip, little high, 9 walks, 15 Ks, and batters are hitting 336 off of her. But you've got at least 2, and I know, like you were saying, some of these have been injured too that we're still waiting to see if they'll pitch.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think they start with UTEP this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, so you travel to UTEP, who I don't think I can't remember how they are in softball, but got to get off to a good start there. And we'll see what happens, but it's definitely encouraging. Garrett Vallis said before the season they expect to compete for a championship, and that starts this weekend.
It sure does. If you're enjoying this show, help us grow by rating and reviewing March to the Pod on your favorite podcast platform, and subscribe to our Substack page, marchtothepod.substack.com. You can also find us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube by searching at March to the Pod. Remember, it's always March the number 2 the pod, and we're proud to be part of the CUSA Podcast Roundtable with shows covering all 12 Conference USA programs. Coming up next, we're going to talk bowling, golf, beach volleyball, and tennis. But first, some more from our friends at Eternal Roofing.
Eternal Roofing only uses the finest materials in the roofing business while providing an exceptional warranty. Why do they use CertainTeed products? Because they complement any appearance, provide exceptional and reliable strength, and are known for their enduring performance. Here's what Shane Sosa had to say about Eternal Roofing. Taylor and his team are amongst the highest level of professionals. They care about their customers and go above and beyond just doing the job. Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539 or email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com.
Well, bowling finished 8th at the Big Red Invite at Nebraska last weekend. But I think this quote from head coach Brad Hagan really sums up what we're going to discuss for about a minute or so. He said, and this was in the recap on GoBearcats.com. He said, quote, "We're so close to where we need to be, but against the top competition, there's no room for major brain farts. We have to continue to understand our individual self-awareness and never lose sight that confidence in one's ability is a full-time job. Today and this weekend was a great opportunity to see where we may fall at our CUSA championships. But we have to find a way to put ourselves in a position for an at-large, and time is almost expired." He's feeling the heat.
Yeah, well, in the first part of that quote, I can't remember how he said it, but they played Jacksonville State, and I think it was the second highest score of the day for any team, and they lost. I forget how it tied in, but he said our best or something. I forget how he said it.
There's no major room for brain farts.
Well, yeah, that too. But they're playing well. Like Jacksonville State is the number 1 program in the country, and you put up the second most points in a game, and you still lost. There's just no room for error right now.
Yeah, no, that hurts. And you put that up against almost anyone else, you probably win.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go look at the graphic that Jack State put out, I might try to find it. It was, I think we put up 1,100 and nobody else put up over 1,000, and we still lost.
That's crazy, man. They're good at bowling out there in Jack State.
Yeah, it was 1,154 to 1,025, and nobody bowled over a 965 in any of their other matchups.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, they get a chance this weekend, the Music City Classic hosted by Vanderbilt in Smyrna, Tennessee. Final tune-up. Hopefully they do well. Men's golf. They are playing in the Louisiana Classics at Oakburn Country Club in Lafayette beginning on Monday. Women's golf finished 10th of 14 teams in the Momentum Transportation UNF Collegiate. Big title in Jacksonville.
They just announced a new. Well, I teased it a week or two ago that they had a new staff member coming, and that article came out. I think it was last week. A big SFA fan, Danny Leatherman, his daughter, is now the women's golf coach, which is fun for some of us that know Leatherman.
That is fun. That is fun. They were in Jacksonville, Florida last week. Francesca Sumcod finished 15th with an 11 over par. Rounds of 75, 77, 75. Purion Kim finished 20th, competing as an individual. Posted a 71 in the final round after posting scores of 77 and 80. They play in the Betsy Rawls Invitational at the University of Texas Golf Course beginning March 17th. God, Lee, man, that university now, they don't use a country club. They just made their own daggum golf course.
Yeah. Not as prestigious as the Bearcat course, almost.
Yeah, of course. It can never be, right? Hey, beach volleyball earned their first victory. Nichols, they got one in 2026. The number one pair of Michaela Panikova and Tatum Lockhart won 3 of their 4 matches on the weekend as they finished 1-3 at the Cowgirl Beach Bash in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yeah, and I think the Nichols win was their first win over a Division I program.
I think I saw, I think Cat fans put that out too.
Yeah, because last year they won. I think it was against maybe UMHB or a junior college, and then they got the Nichols win. So, and then your top pair won 3 out of 4 against some good teams. So you're starting to see momentum move in the right direction for that program.
It helps when you get real beach volleyball players too. They did lose to UMHB last week. I did notice that one. Hey, guess where they're at this week?
I can't remember.
The UMH Beach Spring Break.
That's a fun name.
Isn't it? It's a spring break bash this weekend. They got Texas A&M Kingsville, UMHB, Central Arkansas, and Tarleton will be at that one. And tennis, they had a 6-1 loss to Rice last Saturday. Naomi Suba defeated Daria Schwartzman in number 1 singles for the Cats. And let me tell you, that's a big win. Schwartzman entered the match with an 11-4 record, and she's been top 50, top 100 rankings at times. And so to see that one, while a 6-1 loss to Rice is not nice, to see that you've got a player at number 1 singles that can compete with some of the best in the country is really nice.
Yeah, good to have that top-end talent. You need it. Just got to figure out a way to round it out. I know they had a couple wins, and I think it was Mississippi a week or 2 ago, but got to get back on track.
They travel to Pulaski, Tennessee to get on track. Next Tuesday, they're playing Tennessee Southern, and then they open Conference USA play at Western Kentucky next Thursday. You know, that's actually smart. I was like, why are they going to Tennessee? And then I saw they go to Western Kentucky 2 days later for the conference opener, and I thought, that's smart travel planning right there.
That's how you do it.
You know who's smarter than that, though?
Eternal Roofing.
You dang straight. Let's listen to how you can get some Christmas lights put on by our friends.
Eternal Roofing is locally owned and dedicated to giving back to the community by supporting local organizations and charities. They are also the winner of Next Door's Neighborhood Faves for 2 consecutive years. And as you know, if you've listened to this podcast, Eternal Roofing is your choice for Christmas lights. They provide premium lights tailored to fit your home, season-long maintenance, and hassle-free removal. Kyle Tatum said, "They're very professional and great quality, on time and clean, and really made me feel like they cared for me and my home." Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539, or you can email taylor@eternalroofingtx.com.
So earlier I teased a big announcement coming up, and that's going to happen after Ben tells us how we can get involved as members of the Cat Fund.
Yeah, well, hopefully this is a good enough lead into it. But yeah, cat-fund.com. We basketball season ending this weekend. We're going to was talking to Coach Mudge this morning, a little bit of a giving campaign as we go into the conference tournament for ways to get involved, support the Cats. So definitely be on the lookout for that on my social medias, Cat Fund social medias. Way to support these athletes for all the hard work they've done this year and going forward.
That is a beautiful transition as we talk basketball. And you ready for this big announcement? Two big announcements, Ben. Let's get back on the double screen.
I was going to say, you might want to throw yourself on there.
2 big announcements coming here. First one, we are going to have a bracket challenge show next week. It's going to air at 7 p.m. on Monday. It'll be on the podcast. You can find it on Substack. Ben and I are revealing our brackets for the Conference USA men's and women's tournament.
It's going to be fun.
And I'm pretty proud of the graphic so far.
It's looking good.
I think, it's for me to do anything right now is like, woohoo, victory.
We're big sickos doing conference basketball tournament brackets.
You know what really makes us a sicko?
What's
The
that?
second announcement.
Oh yeah.
That we have a bracket challenge for anyone to enter. We have a group, part of betterbracket.com. So we will be, they don't open until Sunday. The brackets for this won't open until Sunday. So I'm going to tweet out links. We'll have links going out all over Sunday and Monday to start getting the brackets in and we're going to open this up. If this works as well as I think it will, and I hope it does, because it's the only option we had to do this, we're going to open it up to the entire CUSA roundtable too. So we'll all get to see who is the best at picking those bracket challenges. It's going to be at better-bracket.com/March to the Pod CUSA Women's Basketball Challenge. So like I said, we're going to tweet links. Maybe even if I really feel like it tomorrow, maybe even a QR code.
Oh, getting fancy.
No, right?
Lots of stuff going on.
Lots of stuff.
I'll see if I can dig up a prize or something. I'm in the process of moving, but I might have a prize maybe if a Sam Houston fan wins it.
And then nobody wants any prize from me. That much I can promise you. My prizes aren't great. But the women's basketball, they're struggling a little bit. They've lost 4 or 5. They had losses to Missouri State, La Tech last week. This isn't how you want to go into the conference tournament, but maybe this weekend is what they need.
Yeah, a get right spot in the schedule. UTEP and New Mexico State, 2 of the bottom teams in the standings. So, and you get them at home, both of them. So hopefully you can go in. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. 2 of the bottom 3 teams in the standings. So hopefully you can finish the season on two wins. And I think a part of it, and not that it's an excuse because I thought we maybe were a little better than it, is the schedule. You had that 3-game road stretch where you took out your bye. So you didn't get a bye during conference play with the Missouri State game getting rescheduled. And you had Louisiana Tech. So part of it's been your schedule. It's been a very difficult stretch. But hopefully you can finish the schedule on a 2-game winning streak and go into the conference tournament with some momentum. And if you win both of these, you're probably anywhere from a 3 to a 5 seed.
Yeah, that's what's interesting is the seeding. Because when you look at these standings that are on the screen, you're seeing a muddled mess between 2 and 6, 7, and then another muddled mess.
Yeah.
At 8, 9, all the way down. Like every team except La Tech is number 1 seed right now. Nobody else knows their seed.
No, and I mean hypothetically, you could even be a 2 seed. You've lost the tiebreaker to FIU, and I also believe to Missouri State, but those 2 are also possibly still in play, and you're in 6th right now. I mean, you could be as low as 6th or 7th. Kind of thing. You could be anywhere from 2 to 7 hypothetically.
All right, so here's how I kind of figured it plays out. I figured that Sam Houston will finish 11-7. Now, another thing that's interesting this weekend is that a lot of these teams in the top 5 are actually playing
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, like there is some separation. So I've got Middle Tennessee State right now, 10-6. I think that they win both their games this weekend. Missouri State, I think they go 1-1. I think one of their games is Middle Tennessee this weekend.
Yeah.
Liberty, I've got them going 1-1. I've got Sam Houston at 2-0 and FIU at 1-1. So if that happens, Middle Tennessee's the 2 seed and Sam Houston still the 6 because you're in a 4-way tie.
Right. And I don't know if there's one of these for women's basketball, but on the men's side, there's a site called bball.notnothing.net, and you can put in who you think's going to win every game for the rest of the season, and it'll spit out the what the seeding is. Helpful tool on the men's side, but I would like to have one for the women's side too.
There are a lot of things on the women's side of basketball they don't have that the men have, but listen, they're getting caught up. It just takes time. It takes time. They'll get there.
But in an 11-7 finish in the regular season would be the step forward we wanted to see from this program, and I still think this is a team that, at its ceiling, could maybe reach the conference final.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they could play with anybody here. They
Yeah.
have shown that this year. They've even beaten La Tech. They have as
After
good a
one
shot
loss.
as anyone. Now, their most likely slot, I think, is the 6th seed, which puts them playing Thursday at 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus. But honestly, I think they're, the only way they have to get a lot of help and win both games. And I just don't even think it's possible for them to get the 2 seed anymore.
No,
which is the only thing that's really going to help them from at this point.
Yeah, and looking at the bracket, the men's one set up the same way. You're the 6th seed. I don't hate that spot because you avoid Louisiana Tech until the title game, and I think really anyone outside of Louisiana Tech is very beatable for you.
Definitely. Every day. And twice on Sunday. There you go. Men's basketball, though, they have won 5 in a row, including a win over FIU on CBS Sports Network last week and a victory over Missouri State last Saturday. They are in a tremendously good spot. Number 2, if they win, they need 1 win to clinch the number 2 seed, and they play the 5-13 Delaware.
Yeah, it's a very interesting weekend, a Delaware game that should be winnable. I mean, we're talking about Sam Houston injuries. I've been following the Delaware stuff. I think they're down to 6 scholarship players. It's just been they've got a lot of talent. They've just had a ton of injuries. But you need
bad for them.
Yeah, it's first year in the league too. Welcome to Conference USA. But you need any sort of combination of 1 Sam Houston win or 1 WKU loss to lock up that 2 seed. It does get interesting though. WKU, I think, has won 6 in a row. I think they're going to win the 2 games they have this week, very likely. If you don't win the Delaware game, you play at Liberty, and assuming you lose that, WKU has the tiebreaker over you. So you got to find a way to at least get this Delaware win, find 1 this weekend, or hope for 1 WKU loss. You're still in the driver's seat, but nothing is a guarantee right now.
I'm going to say 98%. I'll tell you why. First off, Liberty's the number 1 seed. They got that locked up, like you said. But you're facing a Delaware team 2-6 at home. You talked about the injuries. You're coming in on fire. They know they have to win this game. They know they do.
Yeah, they got to win both and get help. Yeah, they got to win both and get help to even get in the tournament. Delaware does.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Sam Houston. They know they have to win this game.
Right.
Yeah, no, Delaware is down there in a fight with all the other teams, FIU on down. And that's one of the teams that WKU plays is FIU. They're on the road, though. That is one of the things that I did find interesting. The Hilltoppers are on the road. But for Sam Houston, you're playing a Delaware team that's 2-6 at home. And then you go to a Liberty team that, yes, they're 7-1 at home, likely to be 8-1 before you get there. But it's the last game of the regular season, and they've got nothing to play for.
And they've been slipping. They've lost 2 of their last 3, and even the couple of wins before that 2-game losing streak were very dicey. So they're not playing their best ball. We'll see what it looks like, and I wish it was a game where Sam Houston could rest their guys, but you only got 8 of them, so I don't know who you can rest.
No, they can get rest in the offseason.
Yeah.
Being the 2 seed is a big thing for the men's side, as they will avoid the 1 seed Liberty until the championship, and they would take on the winner of the 7-10 game that's going to take place Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Their first game will be Wednesday night at 8 p.m., and those will be on ESPN Plus.
And I honestly like the 2 seed setup more than almost the 1 seed because – I mean, an 8 p.m. game and it's probably not even going to start at 8 because there's so many games before it. That game probably starts closer to 9. They're not out of there till almost midnight. Then they got to come play at 2 o'clock. I mean, that's a pretty big advantage going into the semis against very likely WKU. So a 2 seed would be very nice for the rest advantage and just the way the timing works out between the quarterfinal and semis.
I see what you're saying there. Yeah, as they get onto CBS Sports Network for the semis and championship. And they would meet a WKU. that will, like you said, they play at 8:00. Listen, as someone who's attended conference tournaments during this, you're not getting out of there till midnight, 12:30. Then they're going to have food after this. Then they got to calm down. They're going to be up early the next morning because they got to do some sort of scout. They're going to have some sort of walkthrough time if they want to, and then the game starts at 2. And they have to be out of that gym by like 10 from their walkthrough. Yeah. There is no rest for you if you're that 3 seed, 6 seed winner.
No, and if you're the 2 seed, you have that Thursday off, so you can send your entire staff out there. 3 coaches scout one team, 3 coaches scout another, and you're ready to go for that Friday game.
That's right. That is the key. That's why one win, and I give it 98% because I know the Bearcats know they need that win. That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
6 p.m. tonight, CBS Sports Network again. They're on national TV here.
Yeah.
Let's watch them, see what's going on. And guess what? That's a wrap for today's episode of March to the Pod, presented by Eternal Roofing. It wasn't quite as fast as I wanted, but, we got through it pretty good. Yeah. Remember, we're going to be back Monday night, 7 p.m. Monday night. We're going to air our bracket reveal, and then you'll probably already see it if you're a part of our bracket challenge. Look for that coming out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Click on those links, fill out your bracket, and see how you do compared to us. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be back next week, Monday night, I said, with more Bearcat athletics coverage. Until then, Ben, take us home.
Eat 'em up, Cats. Let's lock up a 2 seed, get some wins, and get ready to go win a tournament next week.
Lock in a 2 seed.